Hi, everybody. Hi. So, welcome back to another. I don't even want to start it off like this. I wanted to be like, "What's up? Welcome back." I don't want. I hate saying welcome back, but here we are. We're back, and thank you for listening to another episode of Child. I realized like I haven't been really. I don't have a structure per se on this. Um, Bear with me. What was I about to say? I don't know. I forgot. It just literally swiped out of my head. Oh, talking for me for some reason. Talking on this, doing this podcast, like my mouth gets dry, and I notice I say a lot, and like I'm trying. It's not. I just like it's some. I'm not nervous. It's this weird twitch that happens, especially when my mouth gets dry. Like I don't know why that happens. But anyways, like I said, here we go again. Uh, you can follow me if you would like and interact and talk about the podcast or whatever. Talk about whatever topic you would like on my IG, my Instagram. The name is my love, my need tonight. Just as simple as that. Straight through, one word, well, one sentence. Not really a word. And then on my YouTube, you can search in child podcast or whatever, and you should be able to find me there. I really don't remember my name. I have two YouTube names, I think, and I don't remember which one I upload the podcast to. Right now, I have like a couple of uploads, and yeah, you could comment. Thank you for the last person that commented on that. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the listens that I get to have. And if you have my Twitter, if you can find what my Twitter is, follow me on Twitter or talk to me on Twitter. Like I want to have a discussion. Let's talk about what I'm talking about. Um, sorry for that slashed. I want to say that I'm giving this out a try. I'm really close to this microphone because I got a new phone. Yay! I got a new phone. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about this being able to take off. I can finally post to YouTube like I want to because I do feel like YouTube is a moment and a better way of getting starting off something new and getting your content out. Even though somebody said this one YouTube, this one like what was he on like TikTok or something, and he became pretty famous. He did like short skits and stuff, or was it like it was something? I forget where he was. Maybe it was just Twitter. I forget. But his name on Insta, he changed his name because he's like going into like music. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So he changed his name. I think it's called like Black Knight or something Knight. And somebody asked him, why did you delete all of your YouTube videos? And his answer was, black content creators aren't valued on YouTube, and it's not a good idea for black people to be basically black content creators to be posting on YouTube. And so I have a whole YouTube rant coming up later in the episode, but let's just get to things. But I do have a new microphone. I might switch off and on because I was doing a little test and it sounded better to me when I just didn't have the microphone. So I just wanted to give this microphone a good try because my previous phone was acting a fool with the microphone. And so here we are now. Let's talk Great is Thy Faithfulness. Now, Great is Thy Faithfulness is from Carrie Underwood's new album. She had posted this not posted, she had like dropped this as a single. Is it a single or is it like a promotional single? I don't know. But she had put it out and it came up on my Spotify. I was very excited and very shocked that this one came out because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the duet. This is the moment we've been waiting for. And they did not disappoint. Her and CeCe Winans did not disappoint. This is from Carrie's Christian album, My Savior, which comes out later in the month. We are in March. Um, My Savior, yeah, it comes out later this month. Greatest by Faithfulness is really good. I was just listening to it and I kind of wanted to play it again, but I'm like, oh wait, I need to start. I need to start recording. But when I first heard it, I was just like, okay. But then I heard it again. Well, after I first heard it, I was like, okay. The ending was much better than the beginning, and it's like it's sort of this build up. It's a very mellow piano, soft vocal until you get to like the climax of the song, which is the ending of the song, and they both very much deliver. I wish it could have been a little bit more, maybe duetty, a little bit more harmonizing, but whatever. I'm very picky with music and what I listen to and how I hear things. And because, certain artists I listen to, I have certain standards and I'm just like, okay, whatever, whatever. But Greatest by Faithfulness is really good. I appreciate it. Thank you, Carrie, for dropping that. I wonder if she's going to drop more. Because I was like really surprised on Friday because I was like, I think it was Saturday I listened to it and I was surprised, or Sunday, and it said like the 26th or whatever Friday's date was. I was like, oh, this just came out. I didn't know. I thought like I was hallucinating for a second because I was like, wait, this is what I kind of been waiting for. Also, I hadn't seen any video of her at CC Winans concert, so those those virtual concerts are very virtual and very strict on other on sharing on other platforms. So whatever. Let's talk about Dorinda Clark Cole. Now, I think I told you guys last week. Dorinda, yeah, I did mention Dorinda Clark Cole, one of the Clark sisters. She has she had this previous Sunday a virtual concert. Now, I didn't watch the concert because I'm like, okay, I really thought about it, and I'm like, I'm not really a Dorinda fan like that. I don't really. Okay, I know like maybe 5 of her songs are my favorite from her catalog. Um, Sorry for that. Jeez Louise, help me, help me, help me. She's not my favorite, so I'm like, I don't want to pay money. Even though it's like $25, I don't want to pay this to see it because I'm not really sure. And then I had watched her. She did some kind of preaching thing recently. She sang a little bit of "I'm Still Here," and vocally, it really wasn't what I was looking for. Like, it really wasn't the best. It was like she was just like warming up or something. It wasn't good. So I was like, okay, is this what I? What are we getting into? Because I'm sure the concert was taped like last week or something like that. I'm like, is this really? Is this what we're getting into? But then I saw an interview she did, and she said everybody was telling her that she was in a good voice and that she did good. And I was like, okay, maybe I will. I debated, but I ultimately didn't. But the thing is, the little bit that I did see, because she had posted some to her Instagram, and the little bit that I did see, it was pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. But so shout out to Dorinda. In a couple of weeks, I want to talk about the Clark sisters and their first studio album since I think it was like I want to say the mid '80s. Their first studio album, The Return, their last album that they released, and it's going to be the 1 year anniversary of that one. So I'm so excited to talk about that. So what next should we speak on? Okay, so MC30, which is Mariah's celebration of her 30th year. I believe a couple of days ago, it might have been Monday, was the actual 30th anniversary of her debut album, Mariah Carey. Okay, so we haven't gotten the memoirs era yet, and that was about 3 weeks ago. We were on track for memoirs. We didn't get that, but what we did get was, what we did get was what we did get. I'm sorry, something ridiculous just came up. Oh, okay. So what we did get was. My apologies. Where am I at? I'm still recording. Okay. We did get. Okay, so after what was supposed to be after memoirs. I mean, what's supposed to be after the. What's the album called? E equals MC squared. Um, we got nothing. So we're still waiting for the memoirs era to kick in. But we did after that. I guess this is a part of MC30. I don't know. I don't think I ever talked about it in detail about her "We Belong Together" remix or "We Belong Together" late night remix. It was for Valentine's Day. She premiered it on Ryan and Kelly, and then she posted her 7 minute or it was like an extended version of what she did, a little remix. It was like a little remix to "We Belong Together." It's not my well, okay, it's really good. The only thing I really don't like about it is the auto tune or the tune corrector that they have on her voice. And I feel like I've said this before, but I don't remember. So I'm gonna say it again. The tune corrector on her voice sounded horrible. The arrangement, the vocals sounded great. I don't know what that was about. And it's like I wanted to add it to my Spotify account. I mean to my Mariah playlist. Um if you want to follow my playlist on Mariah. It's called Moriah with the O instead of a. It's on Spotify. I wanted to add it to that playlist, but it just wasn't happening based off of what that auto tune, the tune corrector. I just like, what do you need that for? You haven't really been using it all of 2020. Why are you trying to mess it up now? And the thing is, it's not like that was a performance. Like she put that out. She put it out for sale, and I'm like, oh Lord. And I like I said, yeah, I did say I love the album picture, the little album picture of the background, and then the champagne glass with the champagne in it, and her butterfly ring and microphone on the side. It's so cute, but I just can't. I can't get jiggy with that. So, but one thing we did get. Okay, let's go with I can't. What else I can't get jiggy with? I can't get jiggy with her during the emancipation of Mimi era week of MC30, she released Secret Love and Sprung. Those songs are not my favorite. I can't even tell you what they sound like. Like, I don't even know what they sound like in my head. In my head, I can't even tell you. I don't even know. Like, it's hor- it's horrible. It's horrible. They're like bonus tracks now. And it's like, okay, one of my favorite songs from that era is that's unreleased. An unreleased song is called "When I Can't Feel It, I Feel It Deep Inside." All the. I'm just not feeling again. I don't know. It's a really good song. I wish you would have like released that. Okay, so then for the E equals MC squared era, she released a bunch of remixes, and then I never talked about the bonus tracks. The bonus tracks for me are the better. They and it's so interesting how like even on the Rarities album, you can definitely tell her voice from which era. You can definitely tell the sound is is very together. It's very I'm forgetting the word. It's very the sound is very cohesive with the rest of the albums. And like for real and Heat, for real, it's for real. I love that song. I really love that song. It's so fucking ghetto, but I really love the songs. The lyrics are the ghettoest lyrics, but I feel like that is where she was pretty much at her life. She was very free, making the kind of music she wanted to, but it was like Mariah. The music is a little. too ghetto. You need to bring it in a little bit. And then we have Heat. For real. Oh, for real. Features the Brat, and any the Brat song Mariah and the Brat get on, it's fire. It's always amazing. From the remix to Heartbreaker to the the disco-y, not disco-y, but like the remix of Honey with the Brat and JD. If JD likes it, Lord, that gets on my fucking nerves. And then, of course, always be my baby remix, and then the Loverboy remix. Is that the remix of the remix of the remix? Yeah, but any song that Mariah and the Brat is on, amazing, including For Real. The Brat is very talented. I feel like I need to go listen to her actual album. Because my cousin, she's a big fan of Debrat, or she was back in the day, and she was like, Debrat is like better than Foxy and Little Kim in her opinion. So I'm like, maybe I'll go listen to it this week and give you a little um, review of her album. Because I think she might have two albums, but I know she has one out. And then we have Heat, which she put out, and I was like, Heat, it's pretty good. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah, Heat is good. So hopefully this week we'll get something. We can continue this ride. I mean, it is the week of the actual anniversary. So let's see what we get. All right. So this week, so a couple of weeks ago, I had realized I had seen this. I was like, this week, this past week, I was like, okay, let me find something new. Let me give it a little new review. Find something different, sort of out of my norms. Not really so much, but I was like, oh, Robin Thicke. I remember he had a Billboard article. He'd done an interview with Billboard. I didn't know he had a new album out. Like the rollout for this album was trash. I think he just did an interview, like I think yesterday, that aired with Kelly Clarkson. Robin Thicke, so he has this new album out, and I realized, oh, let me talk about that because I had meant to look at the article, but then I couldn't. I don't know if I found the original article, but I found the article. I read it. I don't really remember much of it. He was just talking about like the album, and the new album was called On Earth and in Heaven, and it's like he was saying he had so much. Well, in the Kelly interview, he was like he had so much death last year, and of course with his father, the actor Alan Thicke, who passed, and I believe it was 2019. He had so much death. He was like, "Let me be creative and channel this negative into a positive energy." And the album is pretty darn good. I have to say that his vocals are crisp. His vocals are clear. It's like he's taking care of his voice. Like he went through this time a couple of years ago where he was wilding out, and Paula Patton, his ex-wife, was like, I'm not having it. He was trying to get her back. He wrote the song Get Her Back. And actually that song sounded really good. I'm not gonna lie. Like it wasn't too bad of a listen. Uh I'm trying to say it. I'm trying not to say so I'm saying I'm catching myself. But the album is really good. It's like he's taking care of his voice. His voice is very pretty, very solid. I really appreciate it. The only thing that confused me a little bit was that he had like this Latin influence, and I was trying to figure out, is he part? Okay, here we go. I can't never think of the correct term. Is it Hispanic? Is he part Hispanic? Is he part Latin? I couldn't find that. No. And then I'm searching. Okay, maybe his wife. His wife isn't somebody really famous or known. I'm searching his wife. Also, this album, On Earth and in Heaven, just like the K album, Kelly's EP, I'm sorry, it doesn't have a Wikipedia. So there's not much going on here. So I'm searching, and I see his wife. And I'm like, oh, that's his wife? And I'm looking some more. I'm reading. It says his wife is 26. Robin Thicke is 43. They have three kids. Like the Billboard article said nothing about three kids. I thought he only had one kid with Paula. I was just like, what is going on here? I was very shocked to like see that. She's 26 with three kids and he's 43. Woozy boozy. I'm really shocked. I'm speechless. Um, but I'm maybe his wife is Latin. I don't know. I couldn't really I couldn't really find anything. Um, but the album is like Latin influenced and salsa music influence. It's really good. It's sort of like a dance album, I would say. A couple of my favorite songs are Lola Mia and Out of My Mind, Lucky Star, which he dedicated to his father. Um, yeah, go listen to it. It had a little interlude. It was pretty. It's a pretty solid album. It had a video to it. The song "Love Easy." It had a video to it. That's really one of my favorite songs. But like all the songs are really listenable. To be honest, they're not just like some of them to me are better than others, but it's a pretty solid album. Uh, very up tempo, mid tempo, very feel good, great vocals. I feel like he's sort of he's a one note singer, if you know what I mean. Like he has just one note and he only hits it every now and he every that's all he hits. And it I feel like what is his because he's always in the falsetto range. I'm like, what does his lower range sound like? I want to hear some harmonies. Ugh, harmonies. Can we get some harmonies? But yeah, his album is called On Earth and in Heaven and it's out right now. So one thing I just found out before I started recording was Janet Jackson is getting a documentary. Yes, yes, yes. Janet's documentary is coming out in early of next year, 2022, and it's being cultivated now. It's gonna take a like sort of the time period. I think it's gonna focus somewhat on the time period of her father's death. Um, I want to say that was 2019, 2018 ish. I was actually very shocked to hear that he died. You know, he was like 80 something or whatever, and you're like, oh my god, Joseph is gonna live forever with all them hookers around him in Las Vegas. And it's funny because Catherine and him never got a divorce, so she was just, I guess it was a hood divorce, like my coworker got. I was just thinking the other day, my coworker, I remember he was like going through his divorce. I heard, but I'm like, I bet he ain't really good divorced. I bet he got a hood divorce where you just separate and go on about your day. The Janet Jackson documentary is gonna be showing never before seen footage of her. I think they're talking about like when she was a child, and then she's gonna talk about a Super Bowl, which she said she wasn't ever gonna talk about again after she talked about it with Mrs. Winfrey. So we'll be looking out for that Janet documentary. And so, yes, I am so excited for my next segment because when I come back, I'm going to speak on Miss Fergie Ferg and how amazing she is and my realization. So stay tuned. Okay, we're back. So let's talk about Miss Fergie Ferg. So I'm at work, and for some reason, my job, they decided to add this new radio thing in where they play the same 20 songs a day on. They even had Christmas music during Christmas time. And now they're talking about Easter. I don't know what kind of Easter music there is. I know y'all ain't playing gospel music up there, and you're definitely not playing no Clark Sisters. So don't even try it. But anyways, so they've been playing music, and to the point like one day, one of the most ridiculous songs, I woke up with music in my head. Like I wake up with music playing in my head pretty much every day. But this time it was one of the songs from that radio station that they have, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. Here we go. So one of the songs I do play a lot is "Big Girls Don't Cry" by Fergie. So I'm like, let me go and do some research and make sure I'm getting some stats right, because I know "Big Girls Don't Cry" went number one because that shit was everywhere, and it's a fire ass song. You know, Fergie, she put out some amazing music during that time, 2006, 2007. She really killed the game. She was really killing it. So I looked that up and I'm researching and I'm looking and I'm reading and I'm like, oh my gosh, Fergie was actually like pretty incredible and pretty successful because she had became, since Michael Jackson, well, hers said Christina Aguilera, but Christina only had two. I just looked. Christina only had two number ones from her album, and then like a top five song from her from an album. And so Fergie had became the first woman, in my opinion, and the second after Michael Jackson to have a very successful album. Top five. What is that? One, two, three, four, five. Top five songs. Well, Michael Jackson actually he had five number one songs. So here we go. Okay, so Michael Jackson's number one songs from the Bad album. This was like his second or third album, third or fourth album. I'm sorry, probably his third album. Bad. The first song he had go number one. Okay, this is consecutive, all in a row, and his are literally one after the other. Literally, are "I Just Can't Stop Loving You," "Bad," "The Way You Make Me Feel," "Man in the Mirror," and "Dirty Diana." Oh. Those are his top five songs. Those are his five number one songs. Fergie did it. We'll get to Fergie, but to me, in my opinion, Janet Jackson shut it down. Janet Jackson killed it. She did it the best. Janet has, what is it? Four number one songs. Oh, so close from the Rhythm Nation album. Now, pretty much all of her Rhythm Nation singles are top five, if I'm not mistaken. We have Miss You Much, which came out in the 80, I think it was like 89, late 89, which I always think I always think Rhythm Nation, for some reason, I think of the 90s, but it's pretty much really like half and half. But we have Miss You Much went to number one. Rhythm Nation went to number two. Ugh, so close. Escapade went to number one. All Right, which is my one of my top five favorite Janet songs ever. All Right went to number four. Come Back to Me went to number two. Black Cat went number one, and Love Will Never Do Without You went to number one also. Now to me, Janet did it best because Janet has four number ones. This is one album, four number ones, and then two number twos. Five number ones compared to two number twos and four number ones. I'll take it. I think Janet did it best. And then, All Right number four, unfortunately. Oh. So I was researching and looking some more, and I already knew this information, but it didn't click into me until I'm just like, Fergie's really good. But Katy Perry, she also did incredible. It's so funny because I just seen a tweet saying Teenage Dream was like, had the, had the charts on hold. And I'm like, you're correct. Teenage Dream was killing it. Teenage Dream, California Girls, Firework, Last Friday Night, and E.T. all went number one. Katy Perry she didn't beat him. She joined Michael Jackson's um number five number ones from an album history record, whatever. She joined that. My favorite song from that. Okay, back in the day it was Last Friday Night. Today I can say my favorite song out of those five number ones are Teenage Dream, definitely. Okay, Last Friday Night might be, but Last Friday Night back in the day. I wore that song out. Katy Perry really, really killed it. I don't know what happened musically with her. I feel like she tried to be so fucking conscious, and it's like, girl, just make some music. But anyway, so Fergie, let's go down Fergie's list. Fergie has from the Duchess album, her first solo album, London Bridge with number one. Fergalicious Definition. Oh my god, that song is really good. Went to number two. Glamorous, glamorous, glamorous. Like she has so fucking like she's so corny in a good way. Like these are really good hooks. Glamorous featuring Ludacris went number one. Big Girls Don't Cry, of course, went number one. And then Clumsy went number five. I didn't know Clumsy even was a top five. I thought Clumsy was just maybe a promotional thing. Can you hear the spit coming out of my mouth? Anyway, so I had never, ever, 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 ever listened to that album when it came out, The Duchess. I don't know why. I think I was just like in a thing, or I just wasn't particularly into Fergie like that. But those singles are killing it, especially "Big Girls Don't Cry." That's the song of the. That's the jam. Oh my god! So I had previously, a couple of days ago, I think it was like last night. I had listened to the Duchess album, and let me tell you, that album, that album did not age well. That album is shit. If it's not a single, it's pretty horrible. Like London Bridge is good, and then London Bridge went into this weird ass interlude. I don't know. Okay, and then she's like, okay, if it's not a single, I feel like it was a play on modern music at that time and bringing older music together, like sampling it and trying to make it something hot and popping. Not even new, something hot and popping, which to me it just didn't mesh well. And Fergus, she has this like specific voice, just like not Alan Thicke, Robin Thicke. He has a specific voice. Christina Aguilera. Who else? Dorinda Clark Cole. They all have these specific voices, and it's sort of like a dated voice. But even the people back then, they didn't sound like them. So, but it's just like reminds you of a time where we were just starting out with music. And one of the songs she did with, I think it was, I don't know, it was some sample, and it was just horrible, Fergie. Like it was literally like every other song I was skipping. But one song I did like, oops, sorry. One song I did like is called Losing My Ground. That was a really good song. And then finally, I think John Legend played the piano on that. That was pretty good. But the rest of those fillers was horrible. But let's talk about London Bridge. London Bridge. My London, London, London. We love London Bridge. Fergalicious Definition. Make the Boys Go Loca with Will I Am. We have Glamorous with very creative rapper. Um, I was supposed to call him T.I. Very creative rapper. Ludacris. Glamorous. The video. Like, all these are really good videos. London Bridge had a good video. Clumsy. I'm still shocked at Clumsy. Clumsy's a really good song, though. Okay, it's a good song. It's not a really good song. It's a good song. Clumsy, that video, I think that was one of the last from that era, her era. Clumsy, the video was very animated. Big Girls Don't Cry was very acoustic and serious and beautiful. I've been to go rewatch the videos. Glamorous was funny and creative. Fergalicious was just a hot ass mess in a good way. Shout out to Fergie and the Duchess. To me, you know, that was pretty incredible. I don't think anybody, and I still haven't found anybody besides like Katie, maybe Adele now. I feel like nowadays you have like maybe two or three still number ones, but to have one, two, I guess she had three number ones still, and then a number two. Oh well, to me, Fergie still killed the game. Don't have any more notes on Fergie. her terrible album. No, I don't. Oh, All That I Got, that song. Okay, that was pretty much the vocal moment of the album. All That I Got, and maybe Big Girls Don't Cry. All That I Got, that, I think that was like a sort of reflective inner deep song with some great ass R&B ass vocals. That song, if you guys remember, was the Tyra Show theme song. It was like 2006, 2007. I think it was like her second or third season at that point. I remember Tyra, she had like sped it up, or she had it like remixed to speed it up, and that was her theme song. That was a good little throwback moment. I always did like that song, both the original and the Tyra Show. And then they had like the fast version, and then the did she use the slow version? I don't remember. But yeah, so shout out to Fergie Ferg, gonna love you a long time. We all know, Fergie's second album flopped. I'm just like, it took you way too long to make a second album. And then you thought you were just gonna, and then I tried to listen to it, and it was like the first song with Rick Ross. Jesus. Why? Why did she put herself through this? Fergie. Poor Fergie. I think it was called Double Dutches. She tried it. I don't know. She tried it. I think she had a song with Nicki. So sad. She tried it. Let me ask you this: is T.S. Madison a icon? T.S. Madison, she's a transgender former porn star, but no, she's not transgender. She's a trans woman. I'm just say that. I don't think she has her. I think she has all her original parts, but she is a transgender former porn star, now like commentator, media commentator, and somebody called her an icon. Okay, maybe in the trans community, she's an icon. I'm not sure. T.S. Madison, she has a show coming out tomorrow, the 4th. Today, tomorrow, the 4th, on WeTV, and I saw a little bit of it. It seems very interesting. One of the like sidekicks on her show is called Oliver Twist. His name is Oliver Twist. He's a rapper, and he's been doing these ANTM, America's Next Top Model, interviews with all these America's Next Top Model contestants. And Lord, Jesus, it's a fire. I love the interviews. He's becoming kind of like he's becoming like he's getting tired of them. Maybe he is, I don't know. But he called her an icon, and I do have an ANTM rant and expose and my thoughts on that because I love America's Next Top Model. I love it. But there's a lot of things that came to my attention, and I'm just waiting for the day to talk about it. But anyways, he called T.S. Madison, and they're really good friends and business partners. And he called her a icon. I'm like, is she an icon? I don't know. Another thing that really bothers me is like these auntie labels, and it's mostly like in the black community where I feel like for some reason we want to. Okay, I get it, but then I get it like when you're labeling somebody your auntie or whatever, you're like, that's Auntie Patty or whatever, and Auntie Gladys. Or now I kind of seen some people call Beyonce Auntie or Beyonce not Beyonce's the Auntie, and I'm like, can we not? Like, I get it, you want to connect, and they remind you of certain people in your life, but it's becoming over stimulated, over saturated now. Because I'm just like, everybody isn't your fucking auntie. Everybody isn't your or Uncle Donnie or Uncle Kirk, Franklin. I'm just like, could you just call him Donnie? Could you call him Clark? It's very annoying. And I get it, I get it, I get it, but it's just annoying. Like too much of every something is just way too annoying for me. That just might be like the Virgo popping out. But then again, too much of something is what I do, and I like go into it and I study it or whatever. The auntie labels, they kill me. So let's end on this YouTube rant. Now, oh, that's what I was looking at. So I watch a lot of YouTube. I've watched a lot of YouTube from the beginning. You guys remember the YouTube, like the format has completely changed from these people making tons of money to now like YouTube has I feel like YouTube is oversaturated. So now YouTube is like, wait a minute, we're gonna make all these rules and restrictions to where you can't make so much money now because there's only a certain amount of money. We got a budget now, bitch. We have a budget and we're gonna stick to it. And this is how we're gonna implement this budget by implementing these rules. So YouTube, I do watch a lot of YouTube, and some of my YouTubers that I watch, they get to complaining. I watch Nayrob. I told you guys this before. I watch Nayrob. I watch Lady T Sensation. She's funny with um her complaining. I watch a little bit of Be Love. Recently I got back into the Baddie twins, and I just like they moved to Atlanta, they got a car. That's what it popped up. Like I love the Hyundai. And shout out to Heather B. Tell Heather B over at Sirius XM. One day I'm gonna call in Heather B and Clay Kane. Y'all, it's called Hyundai. I have the little pamphlet right here, the Tucson and the Santa Fe. Beautiful cars. I feel like Hyundai gives great perks with their car. Like you come in for free oil change. Uh the warranty is for 5 years or up to 100,000 miles. I don't think everybody does that, and they have really gorgeous cars and incredible smooth driving cars. They have the blind spot monitors. They have these different modes you can drive in. There's space. The Tucson or the Santa Fe is gorgeous. Apple and Android CarPlay, but I feel like that's with everybody. But I'm just like, they have really good benefits, I feel like. And it's called Hyundai, Heather and Clay. It's not called Hyundai. Wait, it's called Hyundai, not Hyundai. Anyways, oh my god, now I'm looking at it. I didn't mean to go on a rant. But they do have really good cars. I really love the cars, the Tucson. The thing is, I don't have an SUV. And one day I'm going to talk about it. Maybe next week I'll finally get to, because I have a couple things I've been trying to get to, but I'm like, certain things come up. I don't want to be talking all day. My mouth is getting dry. I gotta go. So, but Hyundai has. I want an SUV, and Hyundai has really beautiful cars and long-lasting cars. Hyundai and Kia have merged, and they've made some incredible, beautiful-looking cars. But anyways, YouTube. So YouTubers I watch. That's how the Betty Twins came up. Lady T, I used to watch Be Love's Life a lot. Now she's not even posting a lot, so it's easier not to watch her. But my thing, oh, and Bonnie Blue, she does reviews. She, yeah, she does reviews. My thing is, please stop asking me to subscribe because I don't want to subscribe. If I want to subscribe, I'll subscribe. I'm gonna remember to subscribe. The button's right there. Don't tell me to like the video. This is why I don't say subscribe to me or whatever, because I'm like, if you want to do it, you're gonna do it. If you like my content, thanks for listening. Let's talk. You don't have to subscribe necessarily. Um, don't tell me to like the video because my likes on my video are very specific. Like they're things I want to listen to all the time, the things I want to hear all the time, the things I want to go back to and find hilarious every time. Every video doesn't need to be liked. Every video is an A plus. Excuse me. So Nayrob, I've talked about her before. She's like a book review type YouTube, and she has a book club, let's say, which is um produced, I would say, mostly on Patreon, which is a different site that you can join to get extra content or whatever, specific content or whatever. And her book club, I think I've talked about this before, but her book club is very like she wants to make it inclusive, but I'm like, if you're gonna make it exclusive, I'm sorry, if you're gonna make it exclusive, you need to take it off of YouTube. Like you can't have it both ways and then punish people for supporting or acting a fool, let's say, on your account. And what is with this like blocking all everybody? Like, why are you okay? You're blocking somebody, so you're blocking, and especially like Narob, she's a beginning YouTuber. Not beginning literally, but like her. I think her platform has grown over the last year or two. So you're on the come up and you're blocking people because she made this video and it was just for her book club support. And the video was like she was like going through and somebody was um commenting. It was like a live video. Somebody was commenting and she's like, I'm gonna block you. I don't want to block you, but I'm gonna block you because you're acting a fool and this is not what I want in my book club. So I'm just like, take your book club somewhere else. Don't push your book club on YouTube and then be mad people are going to not follow the quote unquote rules you have for the book club. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. And I'm like, I know Narob is smart. Narob is incredibly intelligent. Narob has done things and has lived. She's like 50 and looks gorgeous. But Narob, this book club separation, non separation is less than smart. It's not a good idea. I'm not going to be blocking people all day. And then you won't, and then one thing that I scream about all the time is you people sending these YouTubers money. Why are you sending them money? Okay, sending them gifts. Okay, I get it. But you know what? Y'all do what y'all want with your money. I'm not sending no fucking YouTuber money, hundreds of dollars, because this is a different form of entertainment. I feel like Google needs to step their game up and stop being balling on a budget and pay these people sort of what they are deserved. It's just it's ridiculous. I'm not sending you money when you're getting money off of this video. You say you're, okay, this one YouTuber, she was like, guys, I'm so broke. And then the next video, she's like, yeah, I just bought all this stuff. It's like, thank you. And it's like, okay, I don't know your struggle, but it's coming off as not lying, but it's coming off as borderline lying or sounding sketchy or weird. It's, I don't know. What are we going to do with these YouTubers and YouTube? And then the complaining, like, why do you need to spend 5 minutes on you complaining about something? Complaining about comments or whatever. I didn't come here for that. I came here to watch the rant or the review or whatever I came here to watch. It's why are we letting these people get to us like that? I feel like we need to acknowledge it in ourselves and move along. I just YouTube is such a strange place at this time. It used to be cute and fun. You could watch tons of Beyonce videos, and like now, even like the search engine, you go to search something, and it's completely. It'll be one, two, three, what you search. 4, 5, 6, or something completely different. And it's like, did I get here? How did I get here? How did we get here? But yeah, that's my YouTube rant. Please stop telling me to like, subscribe. Please stop complaining. That's really what it was. Stop complaining because I don't want to hear it. I came here for content, not you telling me about your job story. Oh, and then Kevin and Mikhail, they do these inside conversation, like these inside jokes, and they like move their faces away from the camera or the mic, and it's just like, "Hello, you're still on camera. Can you at least? Are you gonna share what you're gonna share?" But they've been doing this for years. You're either gonna share what you're gonna share, or you're gonna turn the video off for a second and talk about whatever you're talking about. Because I want to hear what you're talking about. What kind of deep, shady shit are you speaking about? That's annoying. That's annoying. Like we're in a and B conversation. Let's not have a. We're in an A, B, and C conversation. Let's not have an A, B, and conversation. It's mind-boggling. Also, it's also weird how Kevin and McHale, they've never really progressed. They used to be really funny. I used to watch tons of their videos. Okay, I'm not gonna go in there. I'm not gonna be negative. I was about to say some shit, but I'm gonna end this podcast because that's not nice. Okay. So I appreciate you watching or listening to this video, this podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at my love my need tonight. Leave a comment. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to like it. Whatever, whatever. This is going up on YouTube now. Thank God. Also, if you like, I think I said this before, but I'll say it again. If you listen to it on Spotify, you can listen to the different music I have playing. Today we might even throw in some Carrie I Know It song or the Rum and Thick. I'm probably gonna throw in one of those two songs. Some of my favorites from their projects. So thank you for listening, and ciao. We'll get together next week. Thank you so much.